right, y'all. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Moo Legend, Time to Shine Radio, and we back like we never left with our next guest, Mr. AllanOnSax. How are you?
I'm feeling great. Feeling real blessed. How are you feeling?
Blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much for asking. So, Mr. AllanOnSax, introduce yourself to the audience.
My name is AllanOnSax. Was raised here in Atlanta, Georgia, but born in Detroit. I've been playing saxophone since 1998.
What up, dog?
And I think professionally since around 2008 when I left college.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm a father.
Ooh.
And I have a 6-year-old. And between that and music and my outdoor activities and spending quality time with my family, that pretty much sums it up, my life so far.
So far.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
I went to Stevenson High School, then went to West Georgia University for 1 year, then finished at Clark Atlanta University.
Okay, Clark. Okay, so you've been in Georgia for a while.
I've been in Georgia for a minute.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, because this is like a show of entrepreneurship, AllanOnSax. You know, I like to put the brand in there.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's what's up. So because you've accomplished so much, and I just like want to like walk up to like where you are right now.
Okay.
You know, so I want to start back. So you said when you graduated from college, and then you've been playing professionally. So what did you study in college?
I studied music.
Okay. Education or performance?
Performance.
Okay. So with that, like, what was your plan when you left college?
To perform.
Okay.
I didn't know what capacity that was going to be possible, but I wanted to, figure out how to do so. Get the tools in order to make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, as a professional player, like, what was the steps? That's what I want to talk about, because it's always like the essence of the grind, right? Because you got to get gigs, and you were playing in this band, and you playing with that band. Like, talk a little bit about like how you got up to this point.
Ooh, I think yeah.
You're right. It's a lot, right?
Yeah. It's been something I've been dealing with for the last 2 years, more so, especially as I enter into my more mature years. I got a lot more responsibilities.
Okay.
I think my first step was to have that passion, because without the passion, I would have quit a long time ago.
Okay, right.
And so now I got the passion, and then the skills.
Okay.
You got to have a skill set in order to make something happen. To
Absolutely.
How I feel to the listener. And then not only do you have to have skills, now I'm learning I have to have the business mindset.
Okay.
So that's what I'm dealing with now, more so than anything outside of the passion, because that's there, the skill set that's there.
Okay.
Now I'm just dealing with the business.
The business part. Yeah. So when you were in school, right, in the college, did they teach you the business part?
No. They did put some keynotes out there. They talked about how to be on time.
Okay. Of course.
The dilemma, but they didn't teach about the to me.
To you, right?
And I ain't gonna. Well, I spent a lot of money on college, and that's one of my biggest regrets. So I don't want to talk about, but most of my lessons I've learned have been through life.
Been through life.
So I didn't really learn the business.
Okay. Then why do you think that is? Like, because it's like, okay, they want you to learn your skills and learn how to create music and how to score music and all these things. Like, why do you think, like, if you're a performance major, like, why do you think like they don't push more emphasis on the business if this is what you're trying to do?
For particularly the music industry, because that's a good question. That might be a question I don't know how to answer for them. I think that's the answer. I don't know why I don't know why they wouldn't push that. Simple things like health insurance, dental insurance. That's business.
Right.
How to handle contracts. How not to stress yourself out when handling these contracts. How to utilize different tools and things like that. And I'm really thinking about if they did teach me that, maybe I didn't pay attention, but I don't recall them ever teaching me
showing you that part
about the business I'm experiencing now.
Okay.
Yeah, because the business I'm experiencing now is way different. But they did put us in certain instances where we had the ability to see, but not really from an in-depth standpoint. How did you book the gig? How much did you charge for the gig?
That.
And things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going on, did you used to play in bands? Like, how did you get up into like this mature point that you're at? Like, were you in different bands? Were you just promoting yourself? Did you have a publicist, a manager, a road manager? Like, how did you get here?
Right now to my point where I'm at now, that I can contribute all my success in knowing people through social media.
Okay.
Because before social media, I was having to go through too many middlemen and being used. Yeah. And so now my theory is if you hire me, I prefer to work artist to client.
Okay.
Directly, because otherwise there's too many people doing too many shicey stuff trying to make money off of this black talent. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. So you done learned your lesson.
I did learn my lesson. I learned how to find the money, and I find the money by going direct.
Okay.
So I really don't care too much about other musicians calling me for events or being playing in a band, no matter the caliber, because I seem to get the most success when I deal directly with the client.
That's it. So now you know that.
Yeah. Now I do know that.
Okay. Yeah. And so you've been on stages with so many people, right? I'm looking at my list here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so many. So we got Jasmine Sullivan, you got P. Diddy, Rhapsody, Nicole Buss, Black.
Yeah.
So how did all of that start?
Most of these artists I get called for, they happen to be phone calls from my least expected person to call me.
Okay.
One of the ones I'll speak on is NPR Tiny Desk performance was a call from somebody I went to high school with. I didn't know how in depth he was into the music scene.
Okay.
But he just so happened to entrust me and call
like, hey.
Or they say, hey, I need a horn section. I need a bass player. Do you know somebody? I said, yes.
Hello.
And we made it happen.
I know that's right.
So, most of these artists have been from word of mouth and networking.
Word of mouth and networking. So how was it on Tiny Desk? Because I've seen a lot of those. And how was that experience?
It was great. I like high pressure situations, and we had 1 week to rehearse.
That's it?
1 week and no charts, and we create the whole show. The music director Sam.
Okay.
And he's a beast on keys, and I learned so much being in a high demand situation.
Okay.
And wanting to execute. And I like those because I like a challenge.
Okay.
And to me, when we got there, they treated us very well.
Okay.
They housed us at the Thompson, DC.
Okay. Oh, this is in DC.
DC.
Okay.
They flew us out.
Sure.
We did one take.
That's it.
One take.
What?
And that was it. But I knew from just word of mouth when anytime the mic's on, you play like it's the real thing.
Right. Absolutely.
And that really paid off.
Okay.
It really did, because that was
I'm about
it.
to show out.
All the solos and everything was high pressure. But we spent the horn section. We stayed up all night at the Thompson. I think we rehearsed till like 4 a.m. outside, just to guarantee that it was committed to memory. Because music is not so much talent, but more so muscle memory. Sometimes.
Yes, muscle memory.
Then you go from after you got it muscle memorized, then you can add the passion into it.
Exactly.
But you can't do both.
No, one at a time. The brain only can do one thing. Right. Yeah.
So that was a beautiful experience, and then it also taught me I could do anything.
Okay.
So that was a high level performance, and I think what they were asking for us was something I never executed so well before. And even with Teddy Swims, when we did the late night performance,
yes,
that was another time where I was placed in a high demand situation with low time to get something done. So you challenge the mind and realize how the fingers work and execute the business simultaneously. And the same thing with Black. That was another. They called me. I was on the camping trip to do that performance the next day. No rehearsal.
Wow.
One take.
They just put you in there.
And that was it.
One take.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, this is what it is. This is what I need you to do, and I need you to execute.
Yeah. So that's my testament to people when it comes to what can you do? I mean, to me, I feel like anything. You got to challenge, what's required, and just put in the work.
Absolutely. Yeah. So do you prefer when you go to gigs to have charts, or do you just like, how does that go?
My first time I used the chart was with Mike Phillips. He had a arrangement with it was just too much to memorize in that short time.
Okay.
With the resting thing.
Yeah.
But I prefer to have it memorized so I can feel more comfortable. Because once it's in your soul, it's there. Yeah. And once it's memorized, it's memorized.
For sure. Mm-hmm. No, that's amazing. So do you prefer the charts or no charts?
I prefer no charts.
No charts. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So that means you gotta use your ear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the muscle memory.
Yeah. Exactly. Put in that work. So
you gotta put that work in.
If you see me with the iPad, that means I'm using cheat code on stage.
Yeah, I feel you.
If you don't, then I put in that work.
No, I feel you. Yeah. No, that's how it gotta be. Yeah. Like, do you enjoy playing with bands?
I do. Okay. I do. It's less pressure. All I gotta do is show up and execute versus doing the organization, talking to clients, bringing the sound equipment, worrying about other people. Mm-hmm. They worried about me.
Right.
So that's a lot more stress. That's a lot more stress free.
Yeah, and a lot more money too.
Yeah.
That part. Yeah. I love that. So bringing up to this point that you are now, with everything that you have accomplished, what is your most memorable moment? Or two.
My most memorable performance would have to be Tiny Desk.
Okay.
Because I just love that performance so much. I was scared to listen to it. It turned out good.
Right.
Yeah, and my most memorable performance and my most memorable moment is when I was going to quit and I decided not to, and I had the best year ever financially.
Wow. And you was going to quit. So why were you going to quit?
The money wasn't adding up.
Man.
Effort plus the money was not adding up. I couldn't figure out what I need to do.
Right.
I kept getting phone calls for low pay, and I would say no.
Right.
But that's when I was waiting on people to call me.
Okay. So what is it now?
I go get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know who to call.
Yeah. I use ads and things like that to get to the client directly.
Okay.
Instead of waiting on other musicians to refer me out to something that I would deem special or opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when people call you and be like, "Hey, Allan, we got a gig and it's playing XYZ," no, like do you have like a writer for them? Like, this is what I require type deal?
It's a couple of steps. One, when somebody, if a musician calls me for a gig, I always deal with the client. If a client calls me for an event, I'll have them fill out an inquiry form.
Oh, no, that's right.
So I'll know the event space and things to ask for.
People.
And if it's local, I don't need much. But if it's far away, yes, there's some demands I have. Just hotel, lodging, and per diem. Everything else I can take care of. I just need the funds to do so.
Right, exactly.
Low impact on the client.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to be outrageous, but you do need to have some things taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. So my writer is very minimal.
Okay, for sure. So what's your favorite genre? Do you have one to play?
Oh, I just like good music.
I know. I see you play gospel, R&B, blues. You play it all.
Yeah. Right now I'm into the jazz UK field.